Many things in life are easy, but if you don't know, you don't know, right? So that's one of the things we are going to be doing in this particular video. We'll be looking at a very easy concept on the matrices. But like I said, if you don't know, you don't know. So welcome back to Economics YouTube channel. My name is Godwin. Yeah. So we've been looking at we've discussed matrices like in time past. So something came up and I was like, okay, you know the way I am, right? I just love interesting things. And then I was like, okay, this is kind of interesting. So I'm a little bit unique, although very simple, right? So like, how do you approach a question like this? So we are looking at the application of matrices, matrix multiplication in economics. Application of matrix multiplication in economics, not just economics. Maybe marketing, maybe accounts, or something like that. So here we have an example. So the name of the company is Root Oyindamola, and that's the name of the company. So Root Oyindamola sells 700 CDs, 400 cassettes, and 200 CD players per week. Now the company's respective price, no sorry, the respective price of the three commodities I mentioned are 4 naira, 6 naira, and 150 naira. So the cost of the warehouse where the products are kept is 3.25, 4.75, and 125 naira respectively for the three of them. So the question says applying matrices, find weekly profits based on total concept and per unit concept. So per unit concept is looking at average, right? So like average costs or price, per unit of a commodity. So the question is how do you calculate profits, right? So profit is essentially your total revenue, right? So profits, so solution to this, solution. So essentially profits, which is represented as per in economics, is total revenue minus your total cost, right? So and total revenue could be called sales in accounting or thereabout. All right, so total revenue, how do you get a total revenue? That's the price of the commodity multiplied by the number of sales you're making and multiplied by the number of quantities you're selling. So this is going to be equal to PQ minus TC. But then TC has two formulas. Yeah. So I don't know if you know before, but like if you don't know, TC could be calculated using this formula: fixed cost plus variable cost. We give you your total cost. Now another formula that you can use is average cost multiplied by quantity. Right. So these are the two formulas that are formulae that you can use to calculate your total cost. So, but the question is specific. It says we should apply matrices. Because normally we could just do total revenue from, since we have their respective prices, right? And then we have their respective, what do you call it now, costs. So we could just multiply, and then get our answers out. But like since the question is saying that we should use matrices, right? So what can we do to get our total revenue? I said it is P times Q, right? Okay. So in matrix form, since we are looking at two products, right? So TR for since we are looking at three products for example, so the TR is going to be equal to what do we have? So we have the price of the first one is CDs, then K6. So let me call this C. So let me call this C. Let me call this S, and then let me call the other guy P. So this is, or let me just call this X. So CD will be X. Then K6 will be Y, and then CD players is going to be Z. Right, so X, Y, Z. So to get our total revenue, it is basically um, price of X multiplied by X. Right, this is the total revenue from selling CDs alone. Then price of Y multiplied by Y, the total revenue that you get from selling um, cassettes, and then the price of the CD player, price of the CD player multiplied by the quantity of the CD player that you're selling, which is Z. Right, so all of this is going to be equal to total revenue. So when you have this kind of thing in economics, when you convert it, you can just change this into matrix form. And when you're trying to convert into matrix form, what it becomes is that these three here will now become so you can just say X, you can put X outside, you can just do how did I even I'm trying to okay, so you can just do X, then do a Y and C. So this is a matrix. Then multiplication. You have PX, PY, PZ. So everything like this is equal to your total revenue. So again, if you remember from matrix multiplication, so once you multiply this is how many columns does this have? This have three columns. This is a 3 by 1 matrix, right? And then this is a 1 by 3 matrix. So basically, we just do x times px plus y times py plus z times pz, right? And then that gives us our TR back. So which is exactly what we have here, right? So recall, if we were to multiply, let's say you have 3 0 and then 3 0, and then you must multiply by 2 1, right? So it's going to be 3 times 2 plus 0 times 1. Isn't that it? 3 times 2 multiplied by 0 times 1. So 6 plus 0, and then the final answer is going to be 6. So that's just what we've done here, just our matrix x times px plus y times py plus z times, and that will give us our TR. All right, so then what is x? So now begin to look at it. X is the quantity, right? So you have 700, 400, and 200. So basically what we have here, we have 700, we have 400, we have 200, right? So all of this multiplied by then their respective prices. We have 4, 6, and 150. So we have 4, we have 6, and then we have 150. Okay, so this is the 700. All right. So then using the multiplication method, so we are just going to be having 700 multiplied by 4. So we're having 700 multiplied by 4, 700 times 4, then plus 400 times 6, then plus 200. Oh, sorry. Then plus 200 times 150. So when we get that out, this is 2008, 2004, which is 5002. Then that's looking like a 30,000 there. So we'll be having 35,002. So our TR is going to be 35,200. So we've gotten a part of the function. All we are looking for is profit, is the part, right? So the next one is how do we get our TC? So basically speaking, we'll just do where's TC now? Um, so we have the TC, we have the cost, so we have 3.25, 4.75. So the same way we solve for TR, we're going to solve that same way for TC. So let me just write the TC stuff out. So I have for X, so the average cost of X now, this cost per unit is 3.25, 3.25. The average cost of Y is 4.75, and then the average cost of Z, I think am I writing their prices? Okay. Aggregate of Z is 1, 2, 5, 4, 6, 115. All right. Z equals 1, 2, 5. So you can see that it's a very easy something. So what we just do again in this case is that we just replace this, right? These are their prices. So I will replace this with the average cost. So we then have the quantity multiplied by the average cost, which is this formula, and then that gives us our TC. So we can just do TC now. It's going to be average cost per unit is average cost, ACX of X, then plus ACY multiplied by Y, then plus ACZ multiplied by Z. So we collect these guys out, right? So we can just leave X, if you leave X, Y, and Z, and this is in a matrix, and then we have this other one. So we're having, it has to be chronological. So since we have X here first, so we have to write our ACX here, ACX, followed by ACY, followed by ACZ. So from there, we are going to be having 700, 400, and 200 again. All right, so 700. Can it even contain it? No. Let me just rub off. Yeah, so from there, we are going to be having, I was trying to write this. Let me just use the other marker. So you can see like it's a simple something. So I'm going to write, we have 700 followed by 400 400, 200, right? Then the respective average cost, 3.25, 3.25. I could decide to extend this by once, 3.25, 4.75, and 125, 125. Okay, so that's about that. So how do you get our, so this is equal to our TC, right? Our TC. So how do you get our TC out now? 700 multiplied by 3.25. Okay, then plus 400 multiplied by 4.75, then plus 200 multiplied by 125. So in your arrangement, so please ensure that you don't mix them up. So since we have x in this place, then that means the first number here should be for the price of x, whatever belongs to x, right? 400 here should be what you want to multiply, the 400 by. So not that you've written 700 4 and then you rearrange this thing like in a way that is not correct. So if you put 125 here as the first number there, so that means you are saying that 125 is the price of x, which is not true. So you need to know how to arrange, right? So that being said, so our TC from all of this is going to be, I think I've solved it here, so I don't, 29,175, 29,175. So now we can get our profit. So our profit is now the TR minus TC, which we could have just done very simply. Anyway, so this is academic, right? Or maybe there might be complex problems where this can maybe like make sense and be cool, right? So we have, I think, 35,200. Where's our TR? Okay, here. So we have 35,200 minus what we just got here now, 29,175. And then this is going to give us a profit. And the profit here is 6025. Ah, someone was already saying it. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah. That's nice. So 6025. So of course this is a positive profit, right? So it's a profit. If the answer had been a minus, then that would have been a loss. So the thing that we did here is calculating the profit based on total concepts, because what we eventually used was the TR minus TC, right? Like total of the revenue minus total of the cost, and that gave us the total profit. So what if we were to use the per unit concept? So it's not as if it is difficult. For per unit concept now, so you'll be looking at price per unit, average cost per unit, right? So look at it. I don't know. Sometimes they're just funny. Let me erase this. So per unit concept, for profit, we got the profit as, okay, let me also erase this. So from here, let's continue from here. All right. So profit. So from here, profit is still same as PQ minus, because since we have cost per unit in the equation, which is the average cost, so we use this AC multiplied by Q. So Q is common to both sides. So we take Q out, and then we have P minus AC. So this is what is meant by per unit concept. That is, we do a multiplication, and then we find our Q, and then we multiply it by the difference between your price and your average cost. So that's it. So that's what the pioneer concept is saying. So essentially speaking, for us to get the profit, so we are going to be having the prices, the price matrix of the quantity matrix rather of the three commodities. So we're having let me bring it here, 700, 400, and 200. Okay, and then we now multiply by P minus AC. So okay, I've rubbed it off. The first price, I think, was it 4 or 6? So the first price was this one. The first price was, I think we had 46150. Yeah, 46150. So we're having 4 minus 3.25. That is P minus AC. And the next price was 6 minus 4.75, and then the third guy 150, I think so, 150, 150 minus 125. So this is what is meant by the Chinese constant. So from here we now proceed, right? So we have 700, 400, 200. Okay, then when we do the subtraction, I think 0.75, 1.25, 0.75, 1.25, and then we got 25. Okay, so now we can multiply the way we did it the other time. So here we are just getting our profit straight, which is going to be 700 this times this multiplied by 0.75 plus 400 multiplied by 1.25, then plus 200 multiplied by 25. Okay, 700 multiplied by, so I don't think I know that one, 0.75, 1.25, whatever. So profit straight from here, profit straight from here is equal to 6025. So that's it. So that's it. So it is similar to the answer that we got initially. So now we've successfully calculated this using the marginal, using the total concept and the per unit concept. So I believe you understand this. You can see that's a pretty much simple thing, right? So I'm going to give you an assignment, and that's where we call it a day for this particular class. Exactly, yeah, I get it. You're shocked, right? Is it from the little thing that we just learned that we got all of these questions? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Some of us are very creative at certain questions. Very creative. So what is I'm going to explain what I'm supposed to do a little bit. So Divine Store. So Divine is one of our students at the present time. So Divine Stores discounts all its shirts, jacket, and suits by 12% at the end of the year. So that's what they do in the Christmas season or whatever. So that they give people 12% discount. Now, no, that's not the meaning. Now, if V1 is the value of stock in its three Lagos branches, so Divine is a big woman, and then she has three stores in Lagos. So what we have to do is a we find the value of stock, that is there's going to be a new matrix now which is going to become V2. Find the value of stock after the discount. Then B, given that shirts, jacket, and suits, sell for 5,000, 12,000, and 74,005. So you've been given their prices respectively. Calculate the percentage change in total revenue after the discount. So it is um this is V1. This is the stock, like the quantity, right? So you have about 5,000. So looking at this, we have shirts, jacket, and suits. This is V1. So this column is representing shirts. This column is representing jackets. This column is representing suits, right? So shirts, jacket, and suits. So this is the stock. These are inventory, right? She has like the first row now. She has 5,000 shirts, 600 jackets, 4,500 suits, right? So just talking about the number, the quantity of clothes that she has. You now have these prices. So find the value of stock, like a discounted stock now. This should reduce by the end of the year by 12%. And then given this prices, so you have calculated the change in total revenue. So change total as price times quantity, use the matrix to do that one. Can you? You should be able to do that. Yeah, you should be able to do that. Then suppose total cost of production is 700,000 naira. Calculate the profits before and after the discount. So I was going to add a fourth question. I should calculate the percentage change, but then let's just leave that alone. So what are we going to be having here? I think this should work. Okay, this should work. So yeah, this should work. This should work. So okay, that's so what you're supposed to do is since discounting this by 12%, right? So it simply means she's going to be having 88% of the stock left by the end of the year. So that's the point. Like this is 100% of the stock that she has normally. So she's going to be having 88, like 100 minus 12% now. She's going to be having 88% of the stock left. So what you're just basically supposed to do is you multiply this matrix by 88%. So application of multiplication. So it's going to be 0.88. So let me just help you guys out. So you are going to be having 0.88, then multiplied by V1, like this, multiplied by this is V1, multiplied by everything here. So 0.8 multiplied by this, 0.8 multiplied by this, just solve everything out like that. So I'm going to be getting 0.88 rather. So I'm going to be having 0.88, then so just do the multiplication and get the answer. So when you're now done, then you've been told the respective prices. So you're going to be getting the total revenue for each store, because this is going to be like store one, store two, store three. Alright, so when you, of course, you know how to do that now. So what you just have to do is you have if you have 2, 5, you have 6, 9, and then you have let's say I'm multiplying by 10 and 12. right? So we are going to be having 2 times 10. So you are going to be having 2 multiplied by 10 plus 5 multiplied by 12. Then the answer stays on its own. You are going to do for the second one 6 multiplied by 10 plus 9 multiplied by 12. And then so you'll be having two answers. You have an answer here and answer here. So at the end of the day, so you'll be having like three different answers for the three stores. So for the total cost now, we're assuming that the total cost in the three stores they are the same, or should I even change it? So suppose that our total cost of production is 700,000 in the first store, okay? 700,000, 900,000, and let's say it's oh, this is like a big boy, and then let's say 1.2 million in the three stores. So for store one, the total cost is 700,000. For store two, total cost is 1.2 million. Is 900,000. And then for store three, the total cost is 1.2 million. So you calculate the profits. So you've been given the prices, and then so it's just sit down and enjoy yourself. It's a pretty nice stuff. It's like thank you. See you when I see you. Bye. Have fun with this course.